Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. This is Enzo and today we are taking on the challenge of beating 600 DougDoug and Martincitopants players here on this free-for-all on this Svalbard map. So I am currently looking for a spawn. Everything is really crazy in these 600 player games. Ideally, I don't want to be pushed early and I'm trying to find a place off the beaten path. I'm looking around, I don't really see anything, so I'm kind of just opting for this crazy spot right here. This is the biggest free-for-all I've ever played in, so it's just going to be what it's going to be. So at the start here, I'm going to lower down my troop attack ratio to 10%, just do an initial attack, and I'm going to offer a lot of alliances with people, just because if you get pushed early, you're completely cooked. So I'm offering a lot of alliances to people with just hoping that no one pushes me. And there's some different pros and cons with this. The con is that I have much less opportunities, and right now it's not looking good. I'm kind of like trapped in this area. It's still crazy. I'm sitting in 314th place, which is just the middle of the pack. Anon 875 above me looks really good. Only thing I can say is that Doug streamed guy is getting pushed by the Pankikas dude, which maybe that can give me an opportunity out, and I just gotta really go for it. I'm waiting for some weakness. I'm going for it. Anon 875 is going in another way, which is good for me, and this is my only way out right here. So essentially, I sacrificed some of my opportunities to be more safe, and I have to get out. This is really key. There's only two people who can really push me here, so I am getting out, and this is really crucial. You can also see Mark up there. He is getting basically cut off. I'm also just adjusting my volume really quick. Make sure I don't get any annoying sounds. And I just continue to want to be safe, offer alliances, so I'm not getting hit too hard. You can see I'm getting pushed right here by this random Doug viewer. This is the thing I was trying to prevent. I'm allying with Toasted Waffles, who's actually a decent player. I'm not going to push back on this just because I don't want to burn the troops. It's going to get split. Looks like they're building a defense post. It doesn't look good at this point in time. But I do have enough for a city. I still have my port access, and I'm still just going to try to continue to play. So going to do a push right here on this other Doug Yelp Colo person right there. They're kind of burning a lot of their stuff. I'm fortunate that an Anon 875 is not pushing me. Pushing into defense posts in these positions really sucks just because they're very efficient for defending, even though I'd say probably for most people they shouldn't be building them this early. So I'm just going to try to roll that, keep on allying people, and the fact that I have a coastline means that I have a way out. This guy is drastically oversending. He's got a decent cap, but now that his defense post is down, I'm pretty good at this point. Still, it's not looking that great. I'm sitting in 100th place, but what I do know is if I can survive for long enough, I can likely be able to just push through other people and find an option. I'm doing some other alliances too, just to try to make sure that no one boats in and surprises me. I probably could have done things in reverse, just looking at that generally. Now, I see with Mart, he's putting down that like factory right on the border. Factory is not that valuable in this case, but it just seems like a better option to go and try to snipe it. Continuing to try to just use my options that I have, go steal the factory, even though it's actually not even connected to anything, and it's just going to give reciprocal trade with everyone else. I get that, and still doing okay. I have decent troop cap, trying to look around and monitor that no one can push me. This Anon 875, who did not do anything all game, I can now go take him out and try to get some other options. I'm also getting up my port, which is really relevant because that's going to help me to start to scale a little bit. You can see Toasted Waffles. He's doing better, and the game's starting to look a lot more in my favor at this point. I'm sitting in 16th place. I've got a healthy troop cap. I've got a lot of alliances, and I don't have great targets, but there are some things I can do, like pushing this kind of green guy right through here. It's a really sketchy push because if someone betrayed and pushed that, they could split off that entire arm. So I just need to go for it. It's my one option right here. Really, there's not other places I can go. I'm gonna try to get a sleeper cell on that roach guy. I could go for woe too, but this just seems like a better spot. So one thing I noticed with this Doug player up above me, this Doug Mystic, he has a little bit of a low troop cap, which gives me the opportunity to push. So just gonna continue to try to make progress. Really, at this point, I should be putting down another city just because that can get my troop cap up a lot higher. In these high player games, getting cities is just so integral to scaling. So I'm still just kind of chilling, still kind of waiting. I actually get cut off here, which isn't great. Piggy Empire, I push him off of this point. Pushing him is definitely a risk because so many of these players are new. They could likely just like full send me and like totally ruin my game at this point. So I was able to push him off. There's a lot of different things happening on the map. Really, that Anon 285, it would have been a good idea to push him sooner, but being slow and methodical is actually a really good thing in these games, just to make sure that you're not causing too much chaos. So with Piggy Empire, I don't really want to fight him. He just looks sketch. There's all these kind of small players around here who haven't made progress, and given I'm getting into a new zone, this likely just means a good opportunity for me to start munching up people, getting my troop cap higher. I just need to manage my troops well, and slowly and progressively go through on this type of stuff. So Piggy Empire still hasn't responded. Checking on Toasted Waffles because he's a definite concern, being someone who's actually played the game before, and that he could actually just like totally take me out if I'm not paying enough attention to the alliance timers. So still just scanning all these different players around me, seeing who is potentially the best option, how much risk do I have. Getting up some of those defense posts in those high priority areas can potentially buy me some time for some other pushes. And I'm still just trying to be slow and not too aggressive, because if I ever look vulnerable, it's going to be bad. One thing you might have caught there is that Doug Mug guy. He would have been a great person to push, but it's all the kind of visual throw up that is these like 600 player games. So still trying to get up cities at this point. I'm not really interested in nuclear weapons for this, just because I think the troops are really what's going to win me the game. There's a couple people on my left flank that I haven't allied with. Lots of alliance renewals coming through here, and this is the type of overwhelming thing with information at this point. With my troop cap right now, I'm sitting in a pretty good spot, but I still want to try to make progress. I saw that bomb flying on the left side of the screen. I don't want to get into big fights right now with strong players. You can see Toasted Waffle Alliance is expiring, and I likely missed it just with like all that's going on. And hopefully that there's kind of this understanding of like, you know, we're both in this type of position. Right there, I'm looking for it, can't find it because of how Openfront works. Re-ally, so I'm safe for 5 more minutes. Still looking really good on troop cap. Going to just keep on pushing. You can see I'm going up to that UN Dev Lead Wonder. That's something I'm definitely going to have to think about, because that's another kind of tough player. And at this point, I'm sitting in 3rd place, which is really, really good. Still, it's just about playing the position as best I can. Haven't even used my initial port discounts. The Dev Wonder is actually, it looks like they're being pushed, but they've got a defense post there. That's not someone I necessarily want to fight with how everything's going. My gold is also going up a lot. I've got 5 mil gold right here. Still just trying to monitor things and make sure that I'm not looking too vulnerable. I keep on getting up cities, and that I pick off people who aren't super strong. So this Doug person in here, he's got a level 6 city. That just looks like a golden opportunity for me. Evidently, Toasted Waffle could annex that, but I just want to try to get through. He's defense posting everything. Fortunately for me, those don't stack, so that's going to be my target for right now. Gonna ally the lead Dev Wonder. Probably didn't need to do it, but some of this just has to do with like, there's so many things happening that I don't want to like have someone blindside me. So it's a little bit of security at the risk of having less opportunities. So this other Doug Cash guy, he expires, so I can go and take him out too in just a second. Keeping tabs on my troop count, it's not that great at the moment. You can see I'm sitting at 200 out of 735, probably in part from taking that level 6 city, which is absolutely fantastic for me. And you can see that I missed this other guy's alliance right here in terms of the renewal. So that's not great, because in these games, if that happens at the wrong time and you have low troop cap, you're just going to get totally crushed. So I'm putting up some defense posts, probably making sure that like if he does want to try to push me, it's not too dangerous. I'm not super worried about bombs at this point in time, just because I feel like it's going to be pretty tough to hit one, especially a Hydra at this point. So he's sitting at 296k. That's probably not the best target. And honestly, too, leaving that is not the greatest idea ever. Not sure if I actually offered the red dude an alliance, but I'm going for this other dude right here. And I offer him an alliance in part because I think I see his basically gold count going up, and I really don't want to eat a Hydro. If you eat a Hydro on these small maps like this, it's just going to decimate your pop completely. But it looks like he's not responding, so I just keep on going with that. I'm fortunate I wasn't pushed on the left, is my understanding, unless I re-got that alliance, but that's the type of chaos of all the stuff. So still trying to get up cities, keep my troop cap in a decent position. Looks like a bomb is coming in, but fortunately the SAM I stole from this guy is going to keep me all safe. Trying to get out of that fight, just like offer him alliance, like, hey, I stole most of your base, let's just call it chill and then you don't bomb me. It's a decent idea. Again, it's the type of play of going for basically security over these other things. At this point, though, I feel like I'm too deep, so I'm just going to keep going. Now, with where things are going with this, I'm starting to get up more SAMs just because I don't want to eat a hydro. And given I'm getting into all these new juicy areas, going for that scrub guy is going to be really good. And if he has no way to bomb me, I'm just going to be super, super content. You can see my troop cap is skyrocketing. I am at 1.27 mil. I could basically take out whoever I wanted to. Very fortunate not to have to deal with that other Doug person over there. That is a fortunate part about some of these games. And I just want to keep this push going right here. Still just trying to look around for these kind of oddball, weak players that I can pick off, increase my troop cap, and hopefully not have any consequences of. Big type of issue right here is I really should be trying to finish off that yellow guy because he's got a lot of gold, and that's potentially going to be a problem, as you'll see in a bit. Still, just trying to push on multiple fronts, manage all the alliances. My troop cap is still looking good at about 530 out of 1.4 mil. Maybe that's a little bit too low, but hopefully it's all right with everything. You can actually see Toasted Waffles right there. He's got a really, really strong troop cap. That's the type of thing you got to be really, really conscious of. So still, slowly pushing to all these areas. My troop cap is really, really low right now. I do have a lot of troops in the attacks that'll recover pretty soon, but that's still something to be really cautious of. I'm being basically Piranha attacked by this Mart Bad Gara guy. Can't even figure out where he is. And big deal right here is that yellow guy, I do not finish him off. He's a bunch of specs, and the big problem is he's got a lot of gold left. Put out some warships over there just to try to make sure no one sneaks over on that front. Now I'm looking for Toasted Waffles renewal because I'm really, really scared about this. It got pushed up really, really fast. So I just sent him that message really quick, hopefully to let him know, like, look, it's a really complicated game. There's so much going on. I don't want to fight right now. And I think he gives me a thumbs up right there, which is perfect, so we can go and renew this. He's actually sitting on a ton of gold, and that's not the fight I want right now. And you can see on the north, I get this renewal right at the time I get bombed. That did a ton of troop damage to me. It was actually the yellow guy suicide bombing himself because I didn't finish him off. So over here, I'm seeing DougDoug on that northern front, and I really, really don't want him to get over. There's a lot of things that are probably contextual to this position that could be done better with just all these small other players, but the main thing I don't want is I don't want someone who's really, really big pushing me and just completely cooking me. So I'm still trying to make progress. We're going into this Doug Mao Zedong, taking out a bunch of his stuff. He's actually won Mao Zedong a lot of these DougDoug games, and he was doing really, really well. So with all this, still trying to pick off the small players. Some of those defense posts are really small. We're going to retaliate against that guy Piranha attacking me, wherever that is, and just continuing to pick people off. Still want that alliance with that DougDoug dude because he is like super, super strong. He's sitting up in second place, and I really just don't want to deal with that. The only thing I can say that's to my benefit is I have a really, really high troop cap. Because I've been munching up all of these small players, I'm just in a great position. Now at this point, I decide to go for the Dev Wonder, but I do offer him an out route with the Alliance, but it looks like he's just gonna go for me. I think this actually might be a guy named Eagle Eye. He likes that eagle skin. So at this point, I just decide to go Hydro him and basically steal his entire base. If you don't know, Hydras do a percentage population damage. It's something like if you destroy 50% of someone's land tiles, it basically destroys some proportional amount of their troops. So given all this, they have no gold, they have no troops, and I can just roll through and steal all of their stuff. Contextually at this point, Toasted Waffles is also getting really fed, and that's kind of another concern, but I did have my alliance timer pretty soon, so we're still generally okay at this point. Now, the game is starting to get simplified a lot. DougDoug is getting over, and that's definitely a worry, but I can't really do anything about it with all the bombs and stuff. So I'm still just trying to get up cities, playing the city play, munching up other small people. Don't try to pick too many fights. Now I'm seeing with bigger things on the map, I'm noticing D'Artagnan, who's a very good player, who's won multiple tournaments and gotten tons of money out of them, that he's really a threat. But it doesn't concern me that much because he's in kind of another world in the north that I don't really have to deal with. So, given where we're at, map is very much simplified. Looking at Woe there as a potential target, trying to boat over there. He's got a warship, so I'm going to send out some warships on the south to potentially boat that way. Go send out some 1% boats on both of these other fronts just to try to make a little bit more progress. Given where my troop cap's at, I can retake some irradiated land. If I get some of Woe, it's great. D'Artagnan still looks really, really good. Not really guaranteed what's going to happen. He's kind of not my problem yet. Very fortunate to get over to Woe, get a little bit of that stuff out. And it looks like I am going to try to ally D'Artagnan. Just gonna use that as insurance. Him sitting at 17% is good, but you can also see I have a really, really high troop cap. 2.7 mil, that's gonna be really, really, really strong. Only thing I can tell you that's really contextual and important, Toasted Waffles has a crazy amount of gold. He is sitting on 30 mil gold, so he has enough to MIRV anyone he wants. So he's not necessarily someone that I can touch at this point in time. So I'm just still trying to go through Woe. Looks like he betrayed. He might have tried to send in, oh, he just sent in an atom bomb, not a hydro. So for me, what I'm starting to get worried about is, you know, given Toasted Waffles is this strong, I'm trying to set up some missile launchers in a place that hopefully I can quick strike him if he does want to mess with me. Because even though, like, I have a higher troop cap, I'm still really worried about this. The fact that he has a MIRV, it's not as threatening because we're on the bottom of the map. If you don't know, MIRVs take longer to detonate when they're sent from the bottom of the map. And I'm trying to assess where his missile silos are so that I can prevent any hydro damage from coming in, so he can't do any pop damage for me. So really, what I'm doing right here is looking at a base assessment, and it looks like I can do a quick strike right on that arm right there if I want to do some percentage pop damage to him. Getting up some more cities in the meantime. And it's kind of just a chilling thing at this point because I'm getting up my troops, just want to be solid, don't want to have anything unexpected. And we see this alliance starting to expire at this point. In terms of other stuff with my base, I'm kind of just looking around and seeing, is there any place he could get me? And I actually see another place I can hydro really, really quick. And this is going to come into play later because I need to have those missile silos really, really close to the border. So other people, it looks like they've been deciding to bomb me. I was really, really surprised by this. I thought this was basically like briefing because they're on the complete other side of the map and bombing me, and it's not that clear I'm going to win. D'Artagnan is looking really, really good. And at this point, I'm not focused on that because the Toast Alliance is about to expire, and I don't know what this means. I don't know if he's trying to kill me. It looks like he might be banking a lot of troops in this attack. Other Hydra coming in. I offer him realliance, and I think this might be a ploy. And given that, I just gotta go. So I do quick strike Hydro, quick strike other Hydro, and it is go time. I've got to get him out. A lot of that bomb hit myself, so I've only got a couple of seconds to take his entire base. I didn't know if he was plotting or he missed it. I just have to make this choice. Now, I am very, very vulnerable here. DougDoug could potentially betray me, but there's also risk on the north that if he does betray, he's going to have that disadvantage. But then again, you can see D'Artagnan is getting absolutely cooked right here. Really key thing, I missed the alliance renewal with DougDoug, which is very, very sketchy as other people continue to bomb me. But at this point, I have a high troop cap. All I need to do is basically sit up and try to recover at this point. I'm going to get up some other SAMs just to try to make my base a little bit more protected. There's not really anything to do at this point. I just need to sit. I need to wait. I need to hope no one else tries to basically push me. And fortunately, DougDoug just went for some other people, and he burned a lot of his troops, because that could have been really, really dangerous. You can see right there that Toast is basically doing some suicide bombings with his last scraps down on the central part of the map. Definitely a big miss not taking him out and trying to get that. You can see his missile silo right there next to that hydro crater, and that's pretty devastating. Unfortunately, there wasn't a way to renew that safely is how I saw it. Now, given where we're at in the game, I just want to recover my troop cap, get my growth back up to a better point. I'm allying that lead dev just because I think, you know, they're not really a threat. They're pretty safe. And maybe in the end game, they could be someone who could be helpful to me, just having a trade partner and stuff. So still looking around, it looks like Toasted Waffles offers an alliance. I am going to clear him up and snap up his 2 mil gold, I think. And that is perfect for me. So at this point, I just want to make sure I have enough cities, put them in good positions, and get up everything solid. Now, I'm kind of just scanning over the rest of the map, seeing like, what are the threats? Who's this person over here? I think that that pink person is Mao Zedong, who's not super strong. We got our lead dev hanging out in the back. He's just going to kind of be some insurance. getting up more cities and hopefully the farthest point away from everything, and I'm checking the gold. So at this point, Berserks is the guy who's got a ton of gold. I can never touch him because we're currently at 40 mil MIRV, and if I ever touch him, it's just going to be a disaster. Checking troop counts too, just in case anyone wants to push me. I really am concerned that there are some people on my island, but haven't really been able to do anything about it because that's kind of it. So it's now just kind of assessing different parts of the map, seeing how things shape up. I have Crown, which is great, and I'm looking at MIRV costs. MIRV costs is really key. Berserks is the only guy who can do it, and something kind of crazy is happening. Someone, that Global Anarchy Doug guy, is trying to go after Berserks for whatever reason, and this is perfect for me. It's an opportunity to get across, and Berserks accidentally fires a Hydro and clips someone else, so he gets Betrayal, which is absolutely doom. And given this, he's detonating his MIRV, which is going to totally cook the Doug Global Anarchy guy. And given with the Betrayal, I can now push him and get across. It was likely a little bit too soon because my initial boat got shot down, and I just want to capitalize on this. You might be able to argue I pushed a little bit too soon because maybe Berserks would start trying to unleash some Hydras on me and mess up my base, but it's looking really good because with the 40 mil MIRV fired, that means it's now up to a 55 mil MIRV, which is going to be pretty tough. And this is me checking the gold. I'm not seeing anyone super up there in the costs, and given I have a troop advantage in so many SAMs in my base, it's going to be very hard for anyone to respond to anything at this point in time. So all I'm doing, just trying to get some little sneaky boats up to different parts of the map, get some different borders, and now I'm starting to look at this DougDoug person and thinking about, is there anything I can do to potentially get out him? So I'm getting up some missile silos just in case anything funky happens and I need to have quick strike capacity from close range. Close range missiles are really key in a lot of these games. And now I'm just trying to look and see if there's anyone else I can clean up. Go and get rid of Berserks right here. I see that there is another player approaching me, and still just checking the gold count, seeing that Dodo's pretty up there, but he's not at the 55 mil yet. So for me, I just want to keep on expanding, getting a little bit more land, and then wait for the next steps. So at this point, we can see that that alliance is about to expire, and I'm starting to think about what are my next steps, because my one main border is with DougDoug, and if I can take him out, especially with my 4.35 mil troop cap, which no one has anything comparable to that, I should just be good. So at this point, I'm starting to think about a really obscure kind of strategy that I can use right after I get up some SAMs to hopefully make my base just really complicated to hit. There's a lot of SAM sites. It's not going to be something easy to do. So with this, going to look at Dub Anarchy. But with DougDoug, what I'm thinking about is there is a feature in Openfront that you can actually blow up a couple pixels of other people's land without getting Betrayal. And I'm just looking at a close little area. I can do that. And the whole reason is I want to sneak over. If I can sneak over, I can just go click on DougDoug and absolutely win the game. So very subtle sneak. I was thinking about doing another one, but ended up not doing it. And now we got that going down. So just checking the other alliance timers with this doesn't look too worrisome at this point in time. So the plan is I'm just going to go for him. I have a really high troop cap. I'm putting more stuff into cities. No one's close to MIRV. Gonna clean up Mao Zedong really quick here. 4.39 mil troops. That is way higher than basically 2 mil. So we're gonna wait 4, 3, 2, 1, and here we go. And we're just going to go and try to melt him. No shock and awe, no hydras with this. We just want to take out as much as we can, as quickly as possible. Getting up a missile silo there because I see that Bobo's alliance is going to expire soon. And there's actually a quick strike potential with Hydro. No response from the other dude. That probably would have been the time to betray and push if he wanted to have a chance. But you can see my troop cap is still really good. And with Bobo, I fire in Hydros. I go and cross to DougDoug, and there's not really anything else anyone can do at this point. I've recovered my troop caps. I've taken everyone else out. No one has MIRV, and it's basically just a question of waiting to get rid of Jodion or Jodlon right here. I'm actually putting up a missile silo there just in case I want to do a shock and awe tactic. Someone looks to have detonated one Hydro, but I have so much land, it doesn't even matter. I don't even need to use a Hydro here, and that is game. That is 600 players. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you liked it, consider subscribing. It's the biggest free-for-all I've ever played. GG's, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.